Bartholomew and the Crystal Rose, a tale of wishes and transformation. Once upon a time, nestled in the heart of an ancient forest, bathed in the warmth of the sun's golden rays, there was a tiny glade known as the Crystalline Glade. This glade was famous in folklore and whispered stories around the hearths for one incredible spectacle, a single rose of pure crystal that bloomed only once in 100 years. This crystal rose was not only a marvel of nature but also held a mystical secret. It was told that the rose could grant a solitary wish to the lucky individual who discovered it. In a small village on the fringe of this forest lived a humble farmer named Bartholomew, a kind-hearted soul who toiled day after day under the sun, rain, and snow to provide for the townsfolk. His dedication to his work was revered, his love for his people adored, but the hardships of his life were unending. The farmer often found solace in his dreams, where he envisioned a world without suffering, without endless toil, a world where happiness didn't come at the cost of sweat and tears. One ordinary day, as the sun reached its zenith, Bartholomew, under the broad, leafy canopy of a mighty oak, rested. A soft melody, like a lullaby carried by the breeze, reached his ears. Curiosity piqued, Bartholomew followed the enchanting melody deeper into the forest. As Bartholomew ventured further, the forest seemed to come alive, its innate beauty magnified tenfold. The chirping of the birds filled the air, creating a symphony with the rustling leaves. The sun's rays seeped through the interwoven canopy, dancing on the forest floor. The usual earthy scent of the forest was now laced with a hint of something Bartholomew had never experienced, something ethereal and enchanting. After an hour of tracking the melody, Bartholomew came across the heart of the forest, the Crystalline Glade. The sight before him was something from dreams. The single crystal rose shimmered, a spectacle of unparalleled beauty and serenity. Bartholomew approached the rose, awestruck, the folklore he heard as a child rushing back to him. His heart raced, knowing that the myth was real, that the wish-granting crystal rose did exist. Overwhelmed by the situation, Bartholomew stumbled back and fell onto the soft grassy floor. Questions swirled in Bartholomew's mind. What to wish for? Could Bartholomew alleviate the hardships of the village with this wish? Could Bartholomew ask for the happiness of the villagers? Bartholomew's thoughts wandered far and wide, considering the best possible use for this singular, life-altering wish. Bartholomew felt a strange connection with the crystal rose, an indescribable bond that seemed to encourage Bartholomew to pour out deepest desires, fears, and dreams. Bartholomew confided in the crystal rose, whispering about the relentless toil of the villagers, their meager earnings, the smiles that dimmed with every passing year due to hardships. Bartholomew spoke of the innate desire to bring about a change, to ease the burdens and bring smiles back to their weary faces. This emotional outpouring seemed to last an eternity until Bartholomew, drained of words and feelings, fell into a deep sleep beside the crystal rose, the soft lullaby of the forest serving as a comforting blanket. Bartholomew awoke to the soft rays of dawn illuminating the forest, the dew-kissed leaves glistening in the early morning sun. Bartholomew noticed the crystal rose shimmer even brighter than before, filling the entire glade with a brilliant ethereal light. The rose, once pristine and clear, was now suffused with a warm, golden hue. Struck by the transformation of the rose, Bartholomew approached it with a sense of reverence. Bartholomew found a newfound respect for the mystical flower and understood the responsibility that came with the wish it could grant. As Bartholomew stood before the rose, the simple yet profound wish was finally formed in Bartholomew's heart. Bartholomew knelt down before the rose and whispered, "I wish for my village to be freed from their unending hardships. I wish for a world where the villagers can live happily, without the constant struggle for survival." As soon as the wish escaped Bartholomew's lips, the crystal rose shone brighter, its light almost blinding. The golden hue spread from the rose, enveloping the entire glade. Bartholomew shielded the eyes and felt a gust of wind sweep across the glade, whispering promises of a better tomorrow. The golden light then rushed out of the glade, towards the village, leaving Bartholomew alone with the crystal rose, which had now returned to its original crystalline clarity. Bartholomew felt an immediate sense of peace, a fulfillment that had been absent from Bartholomew's life for a very long time. Driven by anticipation, Bartholomew decided to return to the village, the journey back filled with hope and curiosity about the impact of the wish. Upon reaching the village, Bartholomew was met with a sight that brought tears of joy. The once dilapidated houses were now sturdy and comfortable. The villagers looked healthy, their faces glowing with happiness. Children ran around, their laughter echoing throughout the village. Bartholomew was overwhelmed with joy and relief. The fields were lush and full, promising a bountiful harvest. No longer did the villagers have to worry about their next meal or their collapsing homes. Bartholomew's heart swelled at the sight of the villagers, their hardships seemingly lifted, living a life that Bartholomew had only dreamed about. Bartholomew spent the day with the villagers, partaking in their joy, sharing their stories of the overnight transformation, laughing and crying with them. Bartholomew felt a sense of accomplishment and satisfaction, the hard work and dedication finally bearing fruit in an extraordinary way. The years that followed were of prosperity and happiness. The villagers lived their lives in peace, their days filled with joy and satisfaction. Bartholomew, once a simple farmer, was now revered as the village elder, guiding the villagers, sharing tales of the magical crystal rose, and the wish that changed their lives. In the heart of the forest, the crystal rose resumed its 100-year slumber, its magic having woven a tale of transformation and joy. The glade echoed with Bartholomew's wish, a reminder of the power of genuine desires and selfless actions. The tale of Bartholomew and the crystal rose was passed down through generations, a tale that taught the importance of selflessness, the power of dreams, and the magic that resides in nature and in every heart that dares to wish for the greater good. Every 100 years, when the crystal rose would bloom again, the villagers would gather in the glade, offering their gratitude and paying their respects to the mystical flower that had once transformed their lives. And so, the crystal rose continued to be a symbol of hope, transformation, and the magic of selfless wishing. Its story echoed through the ages, inspiring the hearts of those who heard it, reminding them of the power of a wish born from a heart full of love and selflessness. Over the centuries, the crystal rose continued to grant wishes to the ones who found it, each wish transforming the world in its unique way. But the tale of Bartholomew, the humble farmer whose wish brought prosperity and happiness to an entire village, remains the most legendary of all. This story served as a beacon of hope for the villagers during difficult times, rekindling their belief in the goodness of humanity and the magic of selflessness. In the village, Bartholomew's legacy lived on through the stories shared, the guidance given, and the prosperity enjoyed. Bartholomew was remembered not only as the farmer who found the crystal rose, but also as the selfless individual whose only wish was the happiness of others. In the heart of the ancient forest, the crystalline glade, bathed in the soft golden rays of the sun, continued to shelter the crystal rose. The melody of the forest, like a lullaby carried by the breeze, echoed the story of the wish that changed lives, filling the air with a sense of magic and wonder. The crystal rose, its brilliance a testament to the magic that resides in nature, waited patiently for the next 100 years to pass. Ready to bloom once again, ready to listen to another heart's desire, ready to weave another tale of transformation, the rose rested, its beauty undiminished, its magic unwavering.